It can get worse. Three, two, one. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 338 of the Shower Podcast, the podcast where I'm in my shower and you do you. I'm your host, Chip, and today's episode is going to be dedicated to one of the most frustrating feelings out there, and take it as a warning in case you don't want to do the same mistake that I ended up doing lately. And overall, I'm sure it has also happened to you at least once in your lifetime. So, yeah. Before we start, as usual, if you end up liking this episode, remember that liking and subscribing really mean a lot for me. They're just one click, but they really make the difference. Thank you very much for considering it. So, what are we talking about? There isn't a single definition, I would say, about this topic. It's this sense of anger and dissatisfaction. And this can come in any moment and in any place of your life. I will bring two very simple examples today and try to make you understand that even though these examples will be very simple and something that technically on paper should not have any meaning in our life, they still do, and they have a lot of power on our, let's say, overall mood and the way that we react to things. The first example and the reason that I'm doing this episode was that a few days ago, I think 2 or 3 days ago, the WhatsApp app on my phone decided to stop working. Every time that I tried to open it, it would close. I tried every possible combination out there, but it just was frustrating and it was not working. And the problem that I had was that I wasn't sure if I backed up or not my files. And I was trying to see if I can find any kind of solution before uninstalling and reinstalling the app, because WhatsApp, let's say, it's not my favorite service out there, let's say, in the way that it manages these things. But yeah, we all have to use it. Everybody uses it. So yeah, we are stuck with it. The interesting bit was, though, that, let's say, the last time that I really had a problem with the app regarding this whole backup situation was 5 to 6 years ago when I changed my phone, and because of an unknown error, I mean, really I tried to look into it, but there was no clear reason why it happened like that. But I lost all my backups, or nonetheless, the only backup available for my account on my phone number was the one that had just the last few days of chats. And that situation was incredibly frustrating. And yet, this was the only real memory that I had of the app. All the other days, all the other situations in which it worked pretty much fine, there were no bugs, no errors, I just took it for granted and I went along with it, which, again, it's totally normal. I think everybody does that. You know, at some point you want to have things in your life that you can just rely on, because otherwise it becomes a nightmare. The thing that I want to, let's say, make you think and realize is that this also translates in a lot of more important things in our lives. We don't appreciate, and we are not capable of appreciating truly the presence of somebody, the effort that somebody or something, because again, this applies both to people but also to generic situations. When everything goes smooth and everything is fine, it's very hard to go out there and really show appreciation. Of course, you know, one can say a lot of words to mean that. Somebody can say thank you. Somebody can take a few minutes to actually thank somebody for the work or the effort or the presence that they have in their life. But again, it's not something that we really do. But the moment in which something bothers us, or the moment in which something doesn't go the way that we want to, we are the first, and it takes us 0.1 seconds to go out there and just say that we are bothered by that thing, without really considering, let's say, all the good things that happened, and that overall, at the end of the day, that thing that indeed it is bothering you, and if you had to take it and analyze it by itself, would be something that would be worth a discussion, in the whole grand scheme and compared to everything that really happened, let's say, in your life, compared to that subject, maybe it's not really worth bringing it up. And it just fascinates me overall how easy we forget about this thing, and how, again, it can apply to anything. Another thing that is currently happening is that since I was constantly out of the house, I came from a big trip. As if you are a listener of the Shower podcast, you know that I try and I always prefer to have my apartment really clean, really organized. And even though from a functional point of view, it doesn't hinder me in any way that things are, let's say, a bit of a mess, deep down, it kind of bothers me. And looking at, let's say, at the surroundings and seeing the condition in which it is, puts me in such a negative mood that cannot be beaten by the best condition that my apartment has been in. Of course, I've been happy and I was, let's say, super proud, or whatever adjective you want to use, when I woke up and the apartment was perfect, but it never felt stronger as an emotion compared to how bad it feels right now. And so this is kind of the second lesson, or at least not really a lesson, because again, we know these things, we all experience them, but let's say, as you know at this point, or in general, the thing that I try to do here is to just bring it to our minds and making you realize that these things have, let's say, a weight in your life, and that you should really care about them. So yeah, negative emotions will always beat the positive ones. Even though we try and we tell ourselves that that is not true, it is. So pay attention. Having said that, that was all for today. Thank you very much for listening. If you ended up liking this episode and made it so far, feel free to interact with this content in any way, shape, or form you like, by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting. Whatever works for you works for me. Thank you again for the previous episodes, and overall, now reaching the end of this adventure, I will thank you more and more. And as usual, stay consistent, stay resilient. This was the Shower Podcast, and I'll see you tomorrow.